won the toss. They will defer to the second half. Newberry will receive on this end.
Kentucky State won the toss and deferred their option to the second half. Newberry will receive the opening kickoff. Are there any Kentucky State Thoroughbred fans in the house? Are there any Newberry College Wolves fans in the house? It's the 2025 NCAA Division II Football Championship first round action. Newberry College Wolves, the 3 seed, the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State University. In the words of Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. Kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. The ball will be brought out to the 25-yard line. That's when Newberry will begin their drive. First down and 10. Great champion pass is complete to DeAndre Coleman. Gains into Kentucky State territory. First down, Newberry. Ball is at the 35-yard line. Champion pass is complete to Rico Dorsey Jr. Touchdown, Newberry. division. Two-point drive, 775 yards using 101 seconds off the clock. 13:59 remaining in the first quarter, and the score, Newberry 8, Kentucky State 0. Burke Nettles on to kick off for the Wolves. Michael McGowan and Cameron Tucker back to receive for the Thoroughbreds. Kickoff goes to the end zone for a touchback. Ball will be brought out to the 25-yard line. That's where the Thoroughbreds will begin their drive. First down and 10. Pass is moved incomplete. Intended for Darius Cyprian. Second down. Pass is complete to Jeremiah Sanders. Jonathan Sexton and Mikey Blandon on the tackle. That game is to the 28-yard line. Third down, Kentucky State. Denham Johnson's pass is complete to John McCall into Newberry College territory at the 32-yard line. First down, Kentucky State. Chad Elsie Jr., the ball carrier. Second down, gain of about 2. Peterson, the ball carrier, pushed out of bounds by Jalen Stratford. Gains to the 16-yard line. First down, Kentucky State. Pass is complete to Joshua Thomas. Forced out of bounds by Santori Jones. Gains to the 11-yard line. Second down. Chad Elzy Jr., the ball carrier. Tackles made by Jalen Stratford. Third down and 1 for Kentucky State. Pass is incomplete. Intended for John McCall. Karen Peterson on the coverage. Fourth down and 1 for Kentucky State. Leland Dance with a 24-yard field goal is good. 9-play drive covering 68 yards. And our score, Newberry College 8, Kentucky State University 3. Fans, you can now access the official NCAA digital game program on your mobile device free of charge. Visit ncaa.com/game program for an inside look at today's championship. And did you know that more than 50,000 student athletes compete in NCAA championships at more than 800 sites across the country each year? Champion experience and excitement of another NCAA championship coming to a city near you. To witness the top teams in the nation compete for national championships, visit ncaa.com/tickets and make a date with champions. Noah McCullers with the kickoff that goes out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds. The kicking team number 45. All be spotted at 35. First down.
First and 10 for Newberry at their own 35-yard line. Sharpie's pass is incomplete, intended for Rico Dorsey Jr., second down. Pass is incomplete, third down. Timeout, Newberry.
Timeout. Newberry, their first of the half.
Third down and 10 for Newberry. Sharpie's pass is complete to Rico Dorsey Jr. James to the 46-yard line. First down, Newberry College. Current spells the ball carrier. Roman Hernandez and Josh Woods on the tackle. Gain of gain 3, second down. Finlay Brunson, the ball carrier. Josh Woods on the tackle, third down. Sharpie with the ball carrier. Band is inside Kentucky State territory to the 42-yard line. First down, Newberry College. The ball carrier gains to the 27-yard line. First down, Newberry College. Josh Woods on the tackle. Sharpie's pass is complete to Rico Dorsey Jr. Penalty marker on the field.
That was a receiver downfield. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. First down.
An eligible man downfield is the call. 5-yard penalty, first and 15 for the Wolves. Sharpie's pass is complete to Quest Spells. Gain us to the 28-yard line, second down and 11. First down, the ball carrier. Matei Union on the tackle for the Thoroughbreds. Gains to the 19-yard line, third down. Sharpie's pass is complete to Keith Justice Shore. Gains inside of the 5-yard line to the 2. First down and goal, Newberry College. Jonah Norris on the carry, penalty markers on the field.
Defense number 41. Going to Clyde.
Touchdown, Newberry. Jonah Norris, the ball carrier, on that 1-yard touchdown run. Both runners on to attempt the extra point. The kick is good. 11-point drive covering 65 yards using 5 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock. 5:30 remaining in the first period. In the score, Newberry College 15, Kentucky State University 3. Brooke Meadows with the kickoff goes to the end zone for a touchback. Ball will be placed in the 25-yard line. That's where the third breath will begin their drive, first down and 10. Dylan Johnson, the ball carrier. No gain on the play, second down. Jalen Middleton, the ball carrier. Devon Williams on the tackle. Gains to the 40-yard line, third down and 5. Dylan Johnson's pass is complete to Jalen Middleton. Gain is to the 41-yard line. First down, Kentucky State. Jalen Middleton, the ball carrier, tripped up by Devon Williams. Gains to the 46-yard line. Second down. Johnson's pass is complete to Jalen Middleton. Goes out of bounds at the 48-yard line. That'll bring up third down. pass is complete to Darius Cyprian. First down. Penalty markers on the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 0. Ball will be half the distance from the end of the run. Automatic first down. Seven and a half.
Show some love for Kenneth Johnson. Ron Canius in at quarterback for the Thoroughbreds. Timeout, Kentucky State.
Timeout, Kentucky State. That's their first of the half.
Fans, take home a unique souvenir from today's championship. Visit NCAA merchandise stands throughout the venue for great championship gear and memorabilia. First and goal for Kentucky State University. Middleton, the ball carrier. Trey Phillips on the tackle, second and goal. Ron Canius, touchdown, Kentucky State University. Leland Gates on to attempt the extra point. Kick is good. 8-play drive covering 75 yards using 3 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock. 2:08 remaining in the first quarter, and the score, Newberry 15, Kentucky State 10. Noah McCullough's on to kick off for the Thoroughbreds for Spells. Lilac Sweets back to receive for the Wolves. Spells on the return. Tackles made by Josiah Richards. Return is to the 21-yard line. First down and 10 for Newberry. Sharpie is pass incomplete to DeAndre Coleman. Gain to the 43-yard line. First down, Newberry College. Donovan Gillingham on the tackle for the Thoroughbreds. Sharpie, the ball carrier, gains to the 47-yard line. Second down. Brunson, the ball carrier, into Kentucky State territory at the 46-yard line. First down, Newberry College.
Start on my signal, 35 seconds. Play clock on 40.
And that brings us to the end of the first quarter in this first round of the 2025 NCAA Division II Football Championships, the Super Region II matchup. Newberry College 15, Kentucky State University 10 at the end of the first quarter. Fans, at this time, we proudly request that any current or former members of our armed forces please stand to be recognized. Any current or former members of our armed forces, please stand to be recognized. Fans, let's hear it for these brave men and women who have given so much to serve our country. Thank you for your service. Champion pass is complete to keep Justice Shore. Gains to the 35-yard line. First down, Newberry College. Ja'Cory Martin, the ball carrier. Navy Curry in on that tackle. Gain is to the 29-yard line. Second down, Newberry. Champion's pass is complete to DeAndre Coleman. Roman Hernandez on the tackle. Gains to the 17-yard line. First down and 10, Newberry College. Ken Lane punts to the ball carrier. Gain is to the 14-yard line. Second down. Elijah Henderson on the tackle for the Thoroughbreds. Timeout.
Newberry. That's their second of the half.
It's a new era for college sports. NCAA student athletes can now receive financial benefits directly from their schools. They are also provided support that extends beyond the game with elevated health and well-being services and degree completion funds for up to 10 years. Learn more at ncaa.org/change. Tell the world you are here. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite teams. For more information, visit ncaa.com/social. the pass is complete to Jonah Norris. Fumbled and recovered by Newberry College inside of the 10-yard line. First and goal for Newberry. Norris, the ball carrier. Jonah Norris, touchdown, Newberry. The penalty was a legal substitution against the Thoroughbreds. The penalty is declined. Touchdown is good. Burt Nettles on to attempt the extra point for the Wolves. The kick is no good. 10-play drive covering 79 yards using 5 minutes and 35 seconds off the clock. 11:28 remaining until halftime to score. Newberry 21, Kentucky State 10. Nettles on to kick off. Short kick is caught by Kai Nelson. Omar Williams on that tackle on the return. Ball will be placed in the 33-yard line. First down and 10 for Kentucky State University. Chad Elgin Jr., the ball carrier. Tackles made by Jaden Eason. Gains to the 37-yard line, second down. Johnson's pass is complete to Elvey, forced out of bounds by Quan Peterson. Ball is just side the 40-yard line, third down for Kentucky State. pass is complete to Alex Beard. First down and 10 for the Thoroughbreds.
Sideline warning against Newberry. Result of the play is first down.
Elsie, the ball carrier. Tackles made by Kahim Buffet. Gain is in the Newberry territory at the 40-yard line. First down for the Thoroughbreds. Johnson's pass is complete to Darius Cyprian. Tackles made by Avery McFadden. Gain of 1, second down and 9. Elsie, the ball carrier. Tackles made by Jaden Neeson. Ball's at the 36-yard line, third down. Johnson's pass is intercepted by Jalen Stratford. The return is to the 47-yard line. First down for Newberry. Pass is incomplete. Second down. Sharpie's pass is complete to DeAndre Coleman. Gain is inside of Kentucky State territory to the 49-yard line, third down. Pass is complete to Rico Dorsey Jr. Gain is to the 46-yard line. 4th down. Rico Dorsey Jr. Touchdown, Kentucky State University. Penalty markers on the field.
Watching the back, offense number 5. 10-yard penalty, result on the play, the first down.
First down for the Wolves at the Kentucky State 34-yard line. Sharpie's pass is complete to Will Young, the 5th. Gains to the 23-yard line. First down, Newberry. Clint spells the ball carrier. Gain is to the 18-yard line. Navy Curry on the tackle. Second down. Leaks on the reverse, loss on the play. Third down. Kinley punches the ball carrier. Lawrence McConnell on the tackle. Gains to the 16-yard line. Fourth down. Burt Nettles on to attempt a 33-yard field goal. 10-yard field goal is good. 3:36 remaining until halftime of the score. Newberry 24, Kentucky State 10. Burke Nettles on to kick off for the Wolves. Kickoff goes to the end zone for a touchback. Ball will be brought out to the 25-yard line. That's where the Thoroughbreds will begin their drive. First down and 10. Pass is incomplete. Intended for John McCall. Vaughn Peterson providing the coverage. Second down. Chad Elsie Jr., the ball carrier. Mikey Blandon on the tackle. That'll bring up third down. Pass is incomplete, intended for Darius Cyprian. That'll bring up fourth down. Matt Bolanos on the punt for the Thoroughbreds. Avery McFadden back to receive the offering for the Wolves. McFadden on the return. Penalty markers on the field.
Return team number 33. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
First down and 10, Newberry at the 20. First pass, the ball carrier gains to the 34-yard line. First down and 10 for Newberry. Sharpiest pass is complete to Rico Dorsey Jr. Gain of 1. Second down. Donovan Dillingham on that tackle. Timeout. It's a 2-minute timeout. At halftime, we will have a performance from the Newberry College Scarlet Spirit Marching Band. Stick around to hear some good music.
Just one night all we got. Just one night all we got. Just one night all we got. I ain't got time for you, baby. Either you're mine or you're not. Make up your mind, sweet baby. Right here, right now is all we got. A little party that will kill nobody.
Second down for the Wolves. Sharpie is sacked. Ross is back to the 21.
Challenging the ruling on the field that the quarterback was down by contact. That play's under further review.
And we will have a review of the previous play. The ruling on the field. The ball carrier was down by contact. Plays under further review. And the call from our referee.
After further review, the ruling on the field of the runner being down is upheld. Third down, Newberry. Kentucky State is charged their second timeout, and that will be their final challenge of the game.
Third down and long for the Wolves. Sharpia, the ball carrier. Gains to the 32-yard line, fourth down. Burt Nettles on the punt for the Wolves. Earl Gray, the returner. A lot of penalty markers on the field.
There are 3 fouls on the play. Illegal substitution on the defense, 12 men on the field. That penalty will be declined. Holding number 24 on the return team. That penalty is declined. Holding number 39 during the kick. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
After all of that, the Thoroughbreds will get the ball to begin the drive. The ball will be placed in the 14-yard line. First down and 10 for the Thoroughbreds. Johnson pass is complete to Earl Gray. Forced out by Santori Jones. Second down, ball is at the 18-yard line. Johnson pass is intercepted by Charles Smith. First down and 10 for the Wolves at the Kentucky State 26-yard line. Sharpie's pass is incomplete, intended for Jonah Norris. Second down. Sharpie's pass is complete to Rico Dorsey Jr. Ball is just inside of the 25-yard line. Third down. Sharpie's pass is complete to DeAndre Coleman. Touchdown, Newberry. Burt Reynolds on to attempt the extra point. Good. 42 seconds remaining until halftime. The score, Newberry College 31, Kentucky State University 10. Burt Reynolds on to kick off for the Wolves. Kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. Ball will be brought out to the 25-yard line. That's where the Thoroughbreds will begin their drive. First down and 10. 42 seconds remaining until halftime. intended for Elsie. Second down. Rango Greer on the hurry, providing pressure there. Second down. Chad Elsie Jr., the ball carrier, gains to the 40-yard line. First down, Kentucky State. Johnson's pass is complete to John McCall.
Game clock for 19 seconds. Timeout, Kentucky State. Their final of the half.
Timeout called by Kentucky State. It's the final timeout of the half. Second down for the Thoroughbreds. Jay Jeffries with the sack, penalty marker.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 3, 15 yard carry, automatic first down.
Penalty. First down, Kentucky State. Johnson, the ball carrier. Jeffries. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half. The score, Newberry College 31, Kentucky State University 10. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the away sidelines as the Newberry College Scarlet Spirit Marching Band performs two selections from their 2025 halftime show. This year's halftime show is entitled A Celebration of Latin American Culture and will feature the exciting and energetic music of these countries. Our show begins with Malagueña, a song by Cuban composer Ernesto Laconia, and this piece has become one of the jazz standards across the world. Our arrangement will feature trombone soloist Gabe Clark. We hope you enjoy Malagueña. The band is led by drum major Jenna Lindenfeld. I Like It is a song by American rapper Cardi B, Puerto Rican rapper Bad Bunny, and Colombian singer J Balvin. It was released on May 25th, 2018, and has become a favorite of so many since it was first performed. Enjoy I Like It. On your feet, Newberry fans, for the Newberry College Fight Song. Thank you for your attendance at today's game. We hope you enjoyed that halftime performance by the Scarlet Spirit Marching Band. The Scarlet Spirit is under the direction of Mr. David Santiago, Director of Athletic Bands, and Dr. Jackie Townsend, Dr. Corey Hyde, Mr. Gage Banks, and Mr. Alexis Livingston. The NCAA thanks our corporate champions, AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, and our corporate partners, Buffalo Wild Wings, Buick, Geico, Brake Clips, Home Depot, Intuit TurboTax, Invesco, LG, Marriott, Pizza Hut, Reese's, Ritz, Samsung Galaxy, Unilever, and Wendy's. Their support enhances NCAA championships and the educational and athletic experiences of nearly 500,000 NCAA student athletes. The NCAA recognizes the importance of officiating on the student-athlete experience and is dedicated to the recruitment and retention of new officials for all sports. Say yes to officiating. Visit ncaa.org/say yes to officiating for more information on how to get started. Scores from across the country in the 2025 NCAA Division II Football Championship Super Region 2 matchup at halftime. Valdosta State leads Albany State 23-21. At halftime, Wingate leads Benedict 17-0. In the first period, West Florida and North Greenville are tied at 0. Super Region 1 matchups. In the fourth, it is Touchdown leading Bentley 45-0. In the third, Indiana, Pennsylvania over Sumption 20-10. In the third quarter, Frostburg State leads Johnson C. Smith 14-0. And at halftime, California University of Pennsylvania leads Virginia Union 20-17. Super Region 3 scores. At halftime, Ferris State leads Northwood 44-14. At halftime, Ashland leads Minnesota Duluth 17-7. In the third period, Minnesota State leads Findlay 21-7. And in the first period, the University of Indianapolis leads Truman State 16-0. Super Region 4 matchups in the second quarter. Harding University leads Northwest Missouri State 10-0. And in the first period, Pittsburgh State leads Chadwick State 7-3. Division I scores from across the state of South Carolina. At halftime, ETSU leads the Citadel 28-14. In the second, Wofford is up on Chattanooga 21-7. At the end of the first, Charleston Southern and Tennessee State are tied at 0. In Dover, Delaware, South Carolina State leads Delaware State 14-3 at halftime. And also at halftime, Presbyterian leads Marist 13-0.
let's go, 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 let's go,
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is H to the OP. I guess even back then you can call me CEO of the ROC. Fresh out the frying pan into the fire. I be a music biz #1 supplier. Slide in a piece of paper, bear my name. Got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain. That's right, not DOC, but similar to the letters. No one can do better. I check cheddar like a food inspector. My homie Strick told me, dude, finish your breakfast. That's what I'ma do, take you back to the dude with the Lexus. Fast forward the Jews and the necklace. Let me tell you dudes what I do to protect this. Shoot at you actors like movie directors. This ain't a movie, dog.
Now, before I finish, let me just say, I did not come here to show out. I did not come here to impress you. Because to tell you the truth, when I leave here, I'm gone. And I don't care what you think about me. But just remember, when it hits the fan, brother, whether it's next year, 10 years, 20 years from now, you're never be able to say that these brothers lied to you, Jack.
They ain't lie. I just came through the block and everything that's fly. I'm like, check the barrel with bling on. I'm complex. I never claim to have wings on. Get my fiery wings on. Whenever there's a drought, get your umbrellas out because that's when I brainstorm. You can blame Sean, but I ain't inventing the game. I just roll the dice trying to get some change. And I do it twice, ain't no sense to me. I ain't that sick. I am a different man. And I can blame my environment, but ain't no reason why I be buying the space to change. Hope you don't think users are the only users. Now 10 years of moon still alive, it's in my vein. I got a hustler spirit, period. Check out my hat, y'all, people, where I'm wearing. Check out my swag, y'all, I walk like a ball player. No matter where you go, you are what you are, player. And you can try to change, but that's just the top layer. Man, you are who you are, before you got here. Only God can judge me, so I'm gone. Either love me or leave me alone. Even though I know you would never take that from me. My rain is as your eyes.
The Thoroughbreds will receive the opening kickoff for the second half. Burke Nettles on to kick off for the Wolves. Cameron Tucker on the return. Omar Williams with the tackle. Return us to the 15-yard line. That's where the Thoroughbreds will begin their drive, first down and 10. Ron Gings' pass is complete to John McCall. Kaheem Bethea in on that tackle. Second down and 5. Pass is incomplete, intended for Earl Bray. Third down. Gaines's pass is incomplete. Avery McFadden on that coverage. Fourth down. McFadden with the fair catch. At the 33-yard line, that's when Newberry will begin their drive. First down and 10. Correction, the 34-yard line. First down. Pass is incomplete. Penalty markers on the field.
Offside. Defense number 41. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Brunson, the ball carrier. Trey Blackman Jr. on the tackle for the Thoroughbreds. Gain of 1. Second down. Sharpie's pass is complete to Keith Dessashore. Gain is to the 50-yard line. First down, Newberry. Jermaine Brunson, the ball carrier. Gain is to the 40-yard line. First down, Newberry. Brunson, the ball carrier. Tackles made by Jordan Diggins and Mark Clark. No gain on the play. Second down. Sharpie's pass is intercepted by Jordan Thompson.
First down.
First down and 10 for the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State University at the 40-yard line. Pass is incomplete. Intended for John McCall. Second down. Chad Elsie Jr., the ball carrier. Jay Jeffries on the tackle. Third down. Genius, the ball carrier. Gain is to the 48-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down for Kentucky State. Elsie, the ball carrier. Gain is to the 50-yard line. 1st down, Kentucky State.
What were you looking at, Wiseman? You suck!
Pass is complete to John McCall. Tackles made by Jalen Stratford. Penalty markers on the field.
Two unsportsmanlike fouls on the play, one on each team. Defense number 13.
Gain of 9 on that play, 2nd down and 1. Gaines' pass is complete to Ted Elsie Jr. Gaines to the 44-yard line. 1st down, Kentucky State. Elsie, the ball carrier. James Van Eason in on that tackle. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9 for the Thoroughbreds. It's an interception. One on the field is an interception, but there's penalty markers on the field.
Offside. Defense number 94. Hard-ball penalty. Stay down.
Penalty places the ball on the 28-yard line. 2nd down for Kentucky State. Jalen Middleton, the ball carrier. Tackles made by Jalen Stratford. First down, Kentucky State. Daniels' pass is complete to Darius Cyprian. Gains to the 11-yard line. Second down. Middleton, the ball carrier. Kaheem Buffet on the tackle. Short of the line to gain. That'll bring up third down. Jake Jeffries on the tackle. Fourth down. On the field.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, not all of that snap. Prior to the snap, 5-yard penalty, still fourth down.
Places the ball on the 8-yard line. Fourth down. Chad Elgin Jr. Touchdown, Kentucky State University. William Dance on to attempt the extra point. Kick is good. Play drive covering 60 yards. Using 6 minutes and 28 seconds off the clock. 4:32 remaining in the third period. And the score, Newberry College 31, Kentucky State University 17. One in 3 student athletes have experienced betting-related harassment. Root for your team get crazy when the buzzer sounds, but don't harass anyone because you lost the bet. Help the NCAA draw the line and end the abuse. Visit ncaa.org/draw-the-line. The NCAA thanks official equipment supplies Smitty Officials Apparel and Wilson Sporting Goods for their support of NCAA championships. Their contributions help enhance the educational and athletic experiences of nearly 500,000 NCAA student athletes. Ringo Greer catches and recovers the kickoff. Penalty markers on the field.
Offside. Kicking team number 39. 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the return. First down.
Penalty places the ball at the 35-yard line. First down, Newberry. Pass is incomplete, intended for DeAndre Coleman. Second down. Navy Curry providing that coverage. Sharpie's pass is complete to Will Young, the fifth. Gain of 6. Third down. Spells the ball carrier. Mark short of the line to gain. Now to bring up fourth down. Turnover on downs. First down for Kentucky State.
Runner short of line of game. First down.
Ball is at the 39-yard line for the Thoroughbreds. incomplete. Second down. Second down for the Thoroughbreds. Elsie, the ball carrier. Jonathan Sexton in that tackle. Gains to the 36-yard line, bringing up third down for the Thoroughbreds. Elsie with the reception. Gains to the 30-yard line. That'll bring up fourth down. Mikey Blandon in on that tackle for the Wolves. Kentucky State.
Time out. Kentucky State. Get first of the half.
Elsie Jr. takes the pitch. Touchdown, Kentucky State University. Leland Gantz on to attempt the extra point. Kick is good. 1 minute remaining in the third period. The score, Newberry 31, Kentucky State 24. Kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. Ball will be brought out to the 25-yard line. That's where the Wolves will begin their drive. First down and 10. Is incomplete. Penalty markers on the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer with targeting, defense number 0. That plays on the further review.
The penalty is roughing the passer with targeting. That previous play is under further review.
Something like this. Tag team, back again. Check it directed, let's begin. Party on, party people in the midst of noise. DC's in the house, jump rejoice. Let us party over here. I party over there, wave your hands in the air, shake the dairy, yeah. DC runs when you getting busy. Yeah, sick man. Let me hear you say and the call.
After review, the ruling on the field targeting is upheld. 15-yard penalty, 0 is disqualified. 0.
First down and 10 for Newberry at their own 40-yard line. Ashore on the reception from Reed Sharpia. Gain is to the 47-yard line. Second down. Sharpia's pass is complete to Rico Dorsey Jr. That gain is to the 25-yard line of Kentucky State. First down for Newberry, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. And at the end of the third quarter, the score, Newberry College 31, Kentucky State University 24. Did you know more than 50,000 student athletes compete in NCAA championships and more than 800 sites across the country each year? Share the experience and excitement of another NCAA championship coming to a city near you. To witness the top teams in the nation compete for a national championship, visit ncaa.com/tickets and make a date with champions. Newberry ball to begin the fourth period. First and 10 at the Kentucky State 25-yard line. Pass is incomplete, second down.
There's no foul for pass interference. The ball did not pass the neutral zone. First down.
Spells the ball carrier. No gain on the play, third down. Timeout, Newberry.
Timeout. Newberry. The first of the half.
Sharpie's pass is complete to Will Young, the fifth. Gains to the 15-yard line. First down, Newberry. Roman Hernandez on the tackle. Trouble pass to Jonah Norris. Landon Edwards on the tackle there. No gain on the play, second down. First the ball carrier inside of the 5-yard line. First down and goal for Newberry. Jonah Norris, the ball carrier. No gain on the play, second down. Sharpie's pass is complete to Jonah Norris. Touchdown, Newberry. Meadows with the extra point. 11:47 remaining in the fourth period. And the score, Newberry College 38, Kentucky State University 24. Meadows on to kick off for the Wolves. Kickoff goes short, bounces short of the end zone. Elijah Breen on the tackle there, and that return by Cameron Tucker. The ball is placed at the 3-yard line. That's where the thoroughbred to begin that drive. First down and 10. LG, the ball carrier, Mikey Blandon on the tackle. Ball is at the 7-yard line, second down. Davis's pass is knocked down by Jonathan Sexton. That'll bring up third down. Davis's pass is incomplete, intended for Chad Elsie Jr. That'll bring up fourth down for the Thoroughbreds. First down at the 50-yard line. That's when Newberry College will begin their drive. First down and 10. Brunson, the ball carrier. Roman Hernandez on the tackle. Gain of about 5, second down. Pass is incomplete, penalty markers on the field.
There's no foul. There's no foul for a blindside block. Third down.
Hey, keep it in your pocket.
Third down. Sharpie's pass is complete to Rico Dorsey Jr. Short of the line of game. Ball is at the 42-yard line. Wilson on the punt unit. Burke Nettles on the punt. Punt goes into the end zone for a touchback. Ball will be brought out to the 20-yard line. That's when the Thoroughbreds will begin their drive. First down and 10. First down and 10 for the Thoroughbreds. Jalen Middleton, the ball carrier. Tackles made by Jalen Stratford. Gain of 5, second and 5. to John McCall. First down, Kentucky State. Pass is incomplete, intended for John McCall. Second down. Pass is incomplete. Now to bring up third down for the Thoroughbreds. Pass is incomplete. Jonathan Sexton applying the pressure. Now to bring up fourth down for the Thoroughbreds. Timeout, Kentucky State.
Delay on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Let's go down.
Correction, delay of game penalty against the Thoroughbreds. 5-yard penalty makes it 4th and 15. Andy McFadden on the return. Penalty markers on the field.
Pretty obvious you got a bad
There are 2 fouls on the play. 1 live ball, 1 dead ball. During the return, there was a block in the back on the kicking team, number 44. That'll be 10-yard penalty from the end of the return. After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Number 95, 15-yard penalty. Both fouls have been enforced, first down.
After all that, first down and 10 for the Wolves at the Kentucky State 30-yard line. Press spells the ball carrier. Tackles made by Jordan Thompson. No gain, second down. Spells the ball carrier. Roman Hernandez on the tackle for the Thoroughbreds. Third down. Sharpie keeps it. On that play, fourth down.
Delay. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains fourth down.
Delay of game against the Wolves. Penalty places the ball at the 34-yard line. Fourth down. Punt goes to the end zone for a touchback. First down and 10 for Kentucky State at their own 20-yard line to begin this drive. Pass is complete to Joshua Thomas. Jalen Stratford and Avery McFadden combined to make that tackle. Second down. Pass is deflected by Grayson White. That'll bring up third down. Is sacked by Jonathan Sexton. Fourth down for the Thoroughbreds at the 16-yard line. Pass is incomplete, broken up by Avery McFadden. Turnover on downs to the Wolves. First down and 10 for Newberry at the Kentucky State 16-yard line. 3:55 remaining in the fourth period. Brunson, the ball carrier. No gain on the play. Second down. Josh Woods on the tackle for the Thoroughbreds. Brunson, the ball carrier. There's an injured Wolf on the field.
An offensive injury. First and long for Davion Powell.
yards. Shovel pass is complete to Jonah Norris. First out of bounds by Lawrence McConnell. Gain it to the 5-yard line. First down and goal for Newberry. Touchdown. Touchdown, Newberry. Penalty markers on the field.
Result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams, number 29 and 7. That's their first of the game. We'll have a try.
The touchdown is good. Nettles on to attempt the extra point. Kick is good. 2:08 remaining in the fourth period. The score, Newberry College 45, Kentucky State University 24. Do you plan to play college sports? Visit ncaa.org/play college sports to learn more about NCAA eligibility requirements. Nettles on to kick off. Slippery on the return. Williams with the tackle and some extracurriculars on the field. And with that comes penalty markers. And that takes us to the 2-minute timeout also.
Also, the 2-minute timeout.
First down and 10 for Kentucky State. At the 28-yard line, 2 minutes remaining. Danis's pass is complete to Joshua Thomas. Avery McFadden on the tackle. Second down at the 34-yard line. Danis's pass is intercepted by Avery McFadden at the 16-yard line. First down for Newberry. First down for the Wolves. Sharpie takes the knee. Fans, we are reminded that no one should enter the field following the completion of today's game. Fans, please be reminded, do not go on the field after the completion of today's contest. Sharpie takes the knee. Newberry College advances to the second round of the 2025 NCAA Division II Football Championships. We'll play the winner of West Florida versus North Greenville. We will get you a score in a quick second. And that is the end of today's contest. Congratulations to Newberry College. And